welcome back to another episode of BOC with Ketter. This is still season one. We are on episode 19. We are getting close to wrapping up season one. It's a snowy day in Minnesota, and I do have another special guest with me. I'll go ahead and kick it on over, and you can introduce yourself.
Hey, I am Josh Norleen of Money Creek Outfitters, located in Houston, Minnesota, southeast corner, Driftless.
Great place to be. And then Josh, I always have a little something to sip on. I got a nice cup of hot cocoa today. Are you having any good beverages on this cold
I
night?
am having some coffee,
Smart man.
a little caffeine, a little warmth on this
Yeah.
winter night.
Yeah, agreed. I was like, it's either coffee or hot chocolate for me tonight because it's just that time of the year.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll jump in and just start asking you some questions. So, what inspired you to start Money Creek Outfitters and why the Driftless?
Well, my home is the Driftless, and just the want to be a part of the community, to have our own stake in the industry. Also, really, too, just the passion of fly fishing that I've enjoyed, my family's enjoyed, wanting to share that with people. That's really, and just the endeavor as a family. I can't overemphasize that enough. For my wife and my kids, we are all involved.
That's
We are
awesome.
all, not all of us fly fish, those that do love it, but everyone loves the business aspect or different portions of it. And yeah, it's just been a very fun endeavor, and we're just really hoping for big things in the future. And we know it's a long process.
Yeah.
Nothing happens instantly, but we're excited to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, anything that's great takes a lot of time. I'm learning that with the social media side of, creating. It's like this isn't gonna happen overnight. And for some people, if it does, kudos to you, but it's definitely like you gotta put in the time, you gotta put in the work to get to where you wanna be, and that's just part of the journey. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
I,
awesome.
I got to tell you too, I'm wearing my Christmas fly fishing cap, the Yippee Ki Fly Hard cap.
Those
You
are
know, we,
sweet.
we don't need to discuss if Die Hard's a Christmas movie or not, but I'm just going to preface it by saying that it is my Christmas fly fishing hat.
I like it.
I was just up Sunday at St. Paul's Winter Sports
Yeah.
Show,
Yeah.
and I do ice fish, but not seriously. And
Same.
so I'm the one guy there walking the expo looking for trout and looking for fly fishing stuff. So, but I went with a good friend that's just as excited about ice fishing as I am fly fishing in the summer and spring. So, it was a good experience.
Mhm.
Do
That's
you
awesome.
do you ice fish at all?
I think I'm the exact same as you. It's not like something I'm just extremely passionate about. I'll go maybe 8 to 10 times a year, and it's just because like my buddies are just absolutely in love with it. Like they live, breathe it. Like it's everything to them. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go because A, it's fish, and B, it's good to spend time with friends, and C, I just love to see people like passionate about what they're doing. So it's like I'll go with, and I don't even care if I catch a fish. I'll set up some cameras and just kind of do a little content, and it's fun to get out. But honestly, yeah, I'm very very novice when it comes to ice fishing. Like put a little jig on. That's about all I know. Like it's not like my fly fishing knowledge.
Yeah, I enjoy going with friends that have made the investment of all the
Yeah,
gear.
yeah, so
So, I
much.
mean, as
Yes.
we all know, just like fly fishing, you're making an investment into what your interest. And so a person with, with a limited income, you can't just dive in to every. So I enjoy piggybacking with friends that they have all the creature comforts and all the
Mhm.
so
I
but that
agree. I agree.
that's the extent of it. So,
Yeah, I always tell people too, like the way my brain works, it's like I can hyper focus on like one thing, and that's fly fishing. And I'm like, I don't have the brain space to do more like hyper focusing, so I'll stick to fly fishing.
yeah,
That's just,
absolutely.
that's just like yeah. Hey, have you ever been up to, speaking of just like conventions and stuff, the Great Water Fly Fishing Convention will be in March up in St. Paul. You should definitely come check that out.
So I have not, but we will be there with a table to
Yes.
greet people. We will be a small. I talked to Carl just this
Mhm.
last week, and I mean he can put me in a broom closet I'm just coming there to let people know that we're here. I want as people are fishing through the area that if they need some flies or they have a rod incident, something, some leaders, tippet to stop in here.
Sweet.
I can definitely say that we give everyone 100% of our attention. We want everyone to have success. I purposely, especially since we're in the infant stages, I just make myself disposable to them. Do you need to know roads? Do you need to know where a place to get a burger is? What some of the stream, I do the best I can. And I have a lot of friends that are out fishing, so if I'm not on a stream, they're letting me know. So just doing the best we can for everyone coming through our area. I mean, that's one big bonus of my area is that it's an inexpensive place to stay in like an Airbnb or our local hotels. And there's loads of fish around here, loads of areas that are not overly fished. So you can come in here for 1 or 2 nights, minimal investment, have a great time, have just plenty of open water, and that's the big selling point of it, really.
That is, yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. I'm obsessed with it, and yeah, it looks like I'm on your website quite a lot, just kind of looking around. It looks like you guys do have some lodging like that you provide, correct?
Yeah, so those are just they're not affiliated, but they're definitely friends of the shop, friends of myself from over the years. But and we've had plenty of anglers stay there. Yes, check out the website. But Money Creek Retreats is right along Campbell Creek,
Hmm.
so you could start and finish your day there. I've always enjoyed a place to stay where you're on the water, so you can, everybody has that itch. Like when you first get up, have that cup of coffee, get a few casts in, then hop in your vehicle and head to your target waters. And then at the end of the day, if you're not done, you can go cast out for a few, another half hour,
Exactly.
and that's just a great way to finish the day. Um,
Couldn't
so
agree more. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'll go do my thing, fish all day, come back, and then if it gets nice and dark and everything's right, I'm like, I'm gonna go mouse because I'm staying right here. So I'll just walk down and throw some mice around and see what happens. And I was like, yeah, that's super fun to do.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. So was there a moment, I'm sure it's kind of been, throughout your journey, was there a moment where you're like, okay, I can do this. We're gonna open up a fly shop. Did you kind of
Hmm.
have that hoo-ha moment?
Well, if you spoke with my wife, she would say I'm a bit impulsive,
Me
but
too.
when the passion is there and the interest is there, fishing so much, um, I thought we should create a business about this. I mean, instead of me just being gone fishing all the time, let's have something to gain for it. Incorporate the kids, and so that's really what spurred it. And it's been a great success. And it's the biggest joy too is meeting all the people traveling through here. Um, People are coming from all over out of state. We had people from the UK, so internationally coming. They're passing through here fishing, and it's just fun to hear their stories. We had a gentleman come through this summer that was catching a fish in every state, and he said
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
he's like, I just want to catch one fish, and then I'm heading to Iowa. And so I said, okay, I give you my spot. Let me know. And like 45 minutes later, I got my fish. I'm headed out. Thank you so much. Success.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, and
Yeah.
then that's also in the back of my mind. I'm like, I'd like to do that. That's cool. I mean, let's put that on the bucket list. So, and just we've created a lot of friends over a shorter period of time. The fly fishing community has been so inviting, and that being said, too, like I urge all of your listeners to, if you go join your local TU
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah.
Um, there
Agreed.
is so much to learn, and also they need some youthful. And I don't I say youthful in as in like under 50. And like Pheasants Forever, all of these clubs need our generation. I mean, they need that next generation and to bring their kids in. Everyone's welcome, and you're going to learn something. You're going to make great connections, and Yeah, nothing more, and you're supporting good causes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It's great to yeah have those connections, and yeah, you're supporting something that you are proud of and something that you want to see build for the future. Yeah, there's no better way to build the future than getting the next generations involved because that's how we'll protect our areas and have good fishing forever. So very
yeah,
important. I couldn't agree more.
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And then, what would you say is like the biggest, couple of the biggest challenges you faced when trying to, open up your own business here, your own fly shop?
Well, getting the word out, and
Yeah,
then also just cost.
yeah,
That's number one. I will tell you though, and this I wouldn't view us as success yet. Yes, we're open, but let me put it this way though: if you wait until the right time may never come. So
yeah.
you need to, if you are on the fence of taking a plunge into something, whatever passion it would be, do it. Life is short, and if you have the inkling and you have the ability to pull it off, go for it. Because in my case, if I would have waited till I was fully retired, because I do have a day job, and I take a lot of calls for the shop, and I'm working my day job, and it's like, sure, the proper thing to be to do is to wait until retirement, but you know what? The time is now, and I'm hoping that we can build our business up, our clients, get our name out there, and then when it is time to go 110% into fly fishing and guiding, that we have the business built up.
That's awesome. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The time is now. Like everyone's always like, if you wait, you never know what can happen literally tomorrow. So it's like if you have something that's just, and that's kind of why I started creating too. I just always had this like feeling that I was not doing what I'm supposed to do, and it's like I need to scratch that itch, and I was like, let's just go with it and see what happens. And yeah, it's hard to put yourself out there, whether it's opening a business or putting content out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't look back now. It's like I'm very happy I did it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just so much reward to it too, and there's definitely struggles.
Yeah.
But if you have the passion and want to see it through, you just dive in. Um, that's my advice. That's what I tell my kids too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's good life advice in general. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then this is a question I'm really excited to ask you, and you've kind of touched base a little bit on it. But when you first started opening up, how did like the Driftless community kind of respond to a new fly shop opening up, guide service? How did that kind of all go for you?
I can't. I mean, locally, our little
Yeah,
community of Houston was so welcoming, so excited to have something in. The Driftless anglers were phenomenal. Our opening weekend, I love seeing some of these salty guides coming in. Some of these guides, I was like, this is some heavy hitters, and they were coming in to check out the local fly shop, and they were nothing but positive, because
good.
we're a small shop, and
Okay.
I say the little fly shop with the big heart, and
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, we are the smallest fly shop, and some of our reps that come in to stock our shelves, I just kind of blows my mind at some of the big metro area shops or like the Mad River Outfitters, and then they're also repping us. So I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted that they're going to take their time. And same with these anglers coming through. They could go to the bigger, fancier shop, but they're stopping in to say hello, pick up a few flies. So there's nothing but gratitude and appreciation for that.
that's awesome. I really, really like to hear that. I think that's very special in our world today too. I think a lot of people really flock to, that authenticity of like someone who actually cares and someone who's gonna get to know you instead of just a transaction. There's so much of that in our world where it's like you can buy flies on Amazon, you can buy flies from this, you can do that, but like there's nothing like a human connection, and I think a lot of people are looking to flock to that, which is awesome.
You bring up a great point. And I bought plenty of things online, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a good point. And I urge people to, if you have the option to buy it from a small business, like myself included, even something I wouldn't sell here, but a neighboring shop sells, I would rather give them the business than go to a .com. I mean, you are affecting someone's livelihood. someone's dream.
Yeah,
And and the other nice thing is you get to actually feel it, touch it, cast
exactly.
it. You know,
Yeah,
you get that one-on-one with the person selling it to you, and so just nothing beats that. Um, so yeah, I urge folks to do that. And as far as neighboring shops, you know, it's not a well, we're all in the same business, but there's a few miles between us, and I will definitely recommend someone stop by any of the neighboring shops. Viroqua, if you're over on the Wisconsin side, stop by the Driftless Angler. If you're in Lanesboro, stop by River Rod Co. and Mel up in Preston. Oh,
yeah, yeah, yep, absolutely.
I mean, it's a friendly, and I would hope they would extend the same for us. And that brings up a good question too, though. Like Minnesota shuts down some areas,
Right.
and I've asked a lot of friends and a lot of people, and I do have some friends in DNR. I should ask, kind of the chicken or the egg. Some of the other cities with established fly shops have year-round access in
Yeah,
their cities,
yeah,
and
Lanesboro. Yeah.
so I'm wondering what happened first. Did the shop appear and they work the DNR, or vice versa? That being said, Houston, we have the Root River, which is more of a warm water fishery through our town. So I don't have that option anyway. So I'm not campaigning for anything with the DNR. But um, I often wonder that it's very convenient for them, and so
That's a good point to bring up too. Yeah, it's yeah that little close period in Minnesota. It's great. I'm happy it happens, but it's like, oh, I just want to get out and fish, and you gotta study because there is very designated areas that you can fish in Minnesota, and Wisconsin lights out. Like you cannot until like that January 7th, 8th, right in that range. So yeah, you definitely got to do your homework if you want to do some early winter trout fishing. But yeah, after the first of the
yeah.
year, I'm back at it.
For our folks too, and we're close to Iowa, so
Yeah, year round.
they extend year round now. Their deer gun season started last weekend. Not to
Mm,
date it, but I always told people just avoid it. It's open, but you don't want to ruin someone's deer hunt, and you also don't want to put yourself at risk.
yeah,
And plus, there's a lot of bedding there and eggs, and you might as well just hold out for a couple weeks.
okay.
Ride it out.
That's actually awesome that you said that because I was thinking about going this weekend, but I saw the temps and I was like, don't risk it. So I'm not gonna go regardless, but that's really good to hear because I do not want to walk around if there is guns going off in deer season. I've
Yeah,
dealt with that before with bird hunters in Minnesota, which is great. I'm happy they're out doing that. But yeah, you don't want to cross paths.
I mean that's a different topic on deer hunting. Iowa has always avoided the rut, so they have this
Yeah,
really late season where Minnesota and Wisconsin we dive right into the rut. And so, as a trout fisherman, really passionate about that, it works great because we can be trout fishing there up until the beginning of December without a care in the world. Um, but we'll leave that up to the hunters in Iowa to debate if they want to, But it's just a good point. And I like Wisconsin too, where they just shut it down.
well,
So like the Driftless Angler, that's when they do destination. That they're taking people way south,
yeah,
out of
yeah.
the country fishing, and so it works out really well for them.
It does, yeah. I do like the hard stop because then it's like there's no question you're not going because you can't and you're not gonna do that. It's good for me because I fish Wisconsin probably 80% of the time just being on the border. So I do get to Wisconsin a lot and it's just like it's a good time for me to do podcasts, kind of get caught up in life because it's like all right you can't go fishing so let's take care of some other stuff in life. So it is a nice little pause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are blessed in our area, and I always tell people that too. Is that if you're willing to buy an out-of-state license, which you can just buy online now, just print it out. You don't need to print it out; it can be on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I
You
do.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
you're just a half hour at worst, even an hour. What's an hour? Not much. Turn on the podcast, listen to Ketter on the way, hit
There
the
you go.
water.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
mean, it's and then before you know it, that leads me into another point. Whenever people come in, I always like to tell them pick out an area that's got two streams within a few minutes of each other. And that way, if there's cars there or the conditions aren't good, you're just like a 15-minute drive to another access point. That's what I always like to do. And if the day is really good, you never leave the first one. Then you got
Right.
the second one for the next day.
Exactly.
So it's just and fortunately around our area here, the Winona, Houston, Rushford area, that's very doable. You can just double up and just parlay. Or I've had it too where one season, let's just use an example of like cow pasture, where that farmer was pasturing cattle. The next year they're not. So you go in there and like, whoa, this is shoulder high grass. Or likewise, things are washed out.
Yeah.
Um, that's another point too. We have so many. You could spend all summer fishing new water, but then even when you go the next time, things can change. A Mother Nature moves those pools. Beavers,
Yeah.
change things. We've had some heavy winds. All of a sudden, there's a new tree down that wasn't down last time you were there. So,
Oh yeah, it's remarkable how a river literally can change overnight. Like especially in that springtime, you're still getting some runoff, and yeah, those pastures can just turn into miniature lakes, and it's like, where is the river? And it's just like I know it because I fish it all the time, and it's like it's here, but like this is all water. It's like that's incredible. And then 3 days, 4 days later, back down to normal. It's like how? It's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
cool. So
It's fun. It's
I
the exploring. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the exploring. So I love to ask anyone who, lives or fishes in the Driftless. It's like one of my favorite questions to ask. In your eyes, someone who's from there and lives there and has a business there, what makes the Driftless so special?
Oh,
It's a good one.
well, I'm gonna say, oh, that's a good question.
It
There's
is.
so much. The bluffs, all of the fishable water, the people, everyone. Very seldomly, if you're at a spot, and I do this all the time. I'm driving down the road and I see this fishy looking stream, and you're like, "Whoa, what is that?" Pull over and ask somebody. Very seldomly does anyone turn you down for fishing. Yeah, it's just so it's not invasive at all,
No.
and so it's just endless that way. And just our wildlife. I'll say too that we don't have a lot of dangerous insects or predators and stuff. You're not generally risking life and limb out there in Mother Nature, so we have just a little gold mine here.
We do. We do. Couldn't agree more. I knew about the Driftless, many years ago, but I never really understood it. And yeah, the first time I stepped foot in there, I was like, this is incredible. I did not realize this was in my home state, my area, and it's just ever since then, it's like if I could pick any place to be, it's there. Like I think it's so special. It's so quiet, so calm. Everything's just it feels like you took a step back in time. Like everything's just kind of still how it's supposed to be, and it's just yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'll say this too, just like a little bit of my origin story. My
Hmm.
youth, my very early youth, I spent up in the Iron Range of Minnesota,
Oh,
up in
did you?
Shipping, specifically Kelly Lake. And my family moved down to the Driftless, and at the time, I was all about the big woods. I had buddies. We're making these makeshift tree forts, and we're loving that. I came down Highway 61 just kicking and screaming, but I learned quickly that we were in the right place. I mean, this is a beautiful area, and then going back up to see friends and family up in the Iron Range, I was like, it's not as great as I thought. And I still have family up there, and we still talk hunting and fishing and whatnot. But just coming down here, feel very blessed. The other thing too, like my whole just trout fishing, the best thing about it is you don't need a boat, and you don't need
That's the
much.
best thing about it. Yes.
So and we get a lot of kids coming in the shop, and and honestly, I don't care if you're throwing bait, you're throwing a spinner. I'm just like you're getting out there,
Agreed.
and then of course I let them cast the fly rod and talk about how much fun it is and how it just makes it more intricate. But the simplicity of trout fishing around here, takes you back to yesteryear where you're just on your bike or on foot and you are just casting out in some open water and you don't know what you're going to catch, especially on the root down here. You just have no idea. We had a sturgeon caught, had some walleye, plenty of bass. I mean, it's fun to hear all the stories. Uh, I was coming back from trout fishing east of here one night. Sun is down, and I see three of the local kids coming out of the riverbank of the Root after dark, and they were classmates of my daughter, so they knew me, and they knew me from the shop. They come and hang out, and I said, "What are you guys doing out here on foot?" They're wet from the waist down, and I was like,
Gosh.
"What are you guys doing?" Well, we lost track of time, and one of their older sisters was supposed to pick them up, and I said, "Well, listen, I will get you back to town." And they're like, "We're soaking wet." I said, "Don't worry about it. Hop in. You guys had a great time." They were telling me about what they caught, what they snagged, who
That's so
broke a
cool, man.
who broke a reel, who did this or that, and
Yeah.
these are just great childhood memories. I mean, they're out there getting muddy and out past curfew or whatever. I don't know what trouble, but um, I just love it. And two, they come in, they're saving their money. Some of them are cutting grass, trying to. I'm going to get this rod and reel, or get this and that, and it's just a lot of fun. Some of them are gonna like. I'm gonna make some homemade spoon patterns. I said, you go
Yeah.
for it.
Go
Yes,
for it. Yeah.
we will advertise. We will sell
Yeah.
sell your homemade spoons. So
Man, that's awesome, man. That's got to be the coolest part of having the business down there. Just yeah, that's a great story. That's an awesome story.
yeah,
Those
I love it.
those are some core memories. Those kids they'll be maybe sitting on a podcast in 20 years and they'll bring that story up. That's
The,
very cool.
the best part about it too was they were, "What were you doing?" I was, "Oh, trout fishing," and they're all about the walleyes and stuff. And I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I said, listen now, it's still fun to catch trout too." I said, that's my favorite fish. Oh, all right.
Oh, all right.
I love it all.
Mhm.
Whatever they're targeting. So
Yeah. As
anyway,
long as, like you said, as long as they're out there breathing the fresh air, having those moments, that's what we're supposed to do. So
yeah.
that's an awesome story. I love that. Have you noticed any like gear trends when people come into your shop? I know you're, fairly new, but have you noticed any gear trends when people are coming in, what they're looking for or what they're kind of asking you, or is it kind of all over the board?
Well, the Euro style is definitely popular, and
Yeah, it is.
that is I'm not well experienced at, but I've fished with a lot of buddies that's the style they do, and they catch a
Yeah.
lot of fish. And so we carry some rods and some line, and we and definitely the flies. But that's really neat. Tenkara has not hit it huge, but I went to an awesome presentation that they're putting a Tenkara rod in your hand. They're showing you their different flies, their setups, and I've never tried it, but that's very interesting too.
I've never
Um,
tried it either. No.
so
Oh.
the compactness of it, you're traveling in light. It's limited. You're carrying a fly box with you. There's Now, I am more of a traditional fly guy. I enjoy the casting of it, but those it's interesting.
It is. That is cool. I've never done I've never done Tincur at all. And in the Euro nymphing, I'm curious to try it a little bit. I feel like I somewhat kind of do it sometimes, but honestly, I don't nymph a lot in general. A lot of dry flies and then a lot of streamers. So it's definitely something that I think I want to kind of mix in a little more because nymphing is fun and it is kind of to me, it was my first introduction into fly fishing. It was like, here's an indicator, here's a rainbow warrior, have fun, like, get out there. And that was, all I knew for my first year. I was like, oh, this is how you fly fish. And then it's like, oh, there's streamers, there's dry flies, there's hopper droppers,
Yeah.
there's so many different rigs. It's like, holy cow. So I
Yeah,
want to get back into nymphing some more. Yeah.
I will say too. I don't have years and years of experience myself. I get a lesson every time I go out there. I learn something or go out with friends with more experience. But if we have a first time angler, they're going to be nymphing. They're going to be watching the strike indicator, the bobber. Um, and then once you see fish rise, and then I kind of ask them, you want to catch one on the dry, because there's a next level fun to that. So that's really how it goes. But my main goal is for them to have success, have fun, catch some
That's a
fish.
good point. Yeah.
Um, because there's plenty of struggle with line management, casting lanes. Um, so especially if and also in our inaugural season, we sold a lot of kits to local people, and which was nice because they're an affordable thing that you are ready to fish. You throw a fly on. A lot of them even have the leader on there, a tapered leader. You're ready to go. 5 minutes in, you're casting. Um, so that was fun to see that as well, and some great success. I'd always share people my number. I'm like, let me know how it goes, even if it's bad. I want to hear good news or bad news. Send me some pictures. And so many had a good success. So that's one nice thing on the kits. That's another thing I should mention too on us. Since we're a smaller shop, we don't have endless funds. We cater to the beginning or middle of the road.
Okay.
You're not going to find $1,000 rod on our shelves, um, which is great, which is fun to have or set a goal like that's what you. But a lot of people coming in here, they either already own that or don't fly fish. So you got the two things. They're either going to start out and then they're going to upgrade, or they've already got that and they're getting some tippets and some flies and they're heading back out. Two, as a early angler, it can be kind of overwhelming when you look at the price of expensive waders, your fly rod, and you're going to go in and next thing you know, a couple $100 is gone or $1,000.
Hmm.
So you don't want to scare people away either on that. And that's another thing too is I've borrowed out a lot of rod and reel combos of my own, just
Nice.
from my just telling people use it. You break it, don't worry about it. I just want you to, and that's good for business too because generally they have a blast and then they want their own, or they're going to go out again, or they want to upgrade. So that's the other thing too. You don't need a super fancy rod
No,
and reel.
no, you
Um,
don't.
my first reel was a hand me down from my grandfather, and then just a local big box store rod, and
Yep.
you go out there and you're just flailing and learning, and then and you're still catching fish, and then after that you can upgrade just like any other hobby or interest. You know, same thing if you like bird hunting. You're not going to go out and buy the fanciest engraved. Uh, yeah, I mean you do that after to treat yourself as anyway.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, fly fishing is, yeah, it's something that, yeah, if you wanted to and you had the fun, sure, yeah, you can go and spend 2 grand and go hit the river for the first time. But there, you don't need to do that. Like yeah, my first fly rod was a $50 combo from Fleet Farm. Like it was just $50. Like
And you caught
easy.
fish.
And I caught fish. Like yeah, my very first time out, I was like, I no idea what I was doing. Like I didn't even understand that the fly line had to be all the way out of your guides. I was like, why can't I cast? Like this isn't making any sense. But yeah, it caught fish, and I still have it today. I'll take it out just to kind of have that moment again of like this is where you started. Like, it's cool to like know that you can start there and then build all the way up to whatever you are comfortable with, within your funds or within your lifestyle. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a sport for everyone. It really is.
and you're gonna struggle. You're gonna
Oh
get
yeah.
some weird knots. You're gonna break a fly rod tip. You're gonna snag your line on a tree that you didn't think you could reach. It's just a part of learning and part of the adventure. The best part too, though, is when you're out there, and not that I advocate for someone going out by yourself, but if you're out there by yourself, just moving through wildlife, you're quietly moving through. You're gonna see all
Hmm.
kinds of critters. You're gonna have deer come out to
Oh
that
yeah.
stream right in front of you, and then they'll realize, oh, there's something odd out here.
Hmm.
But it's just fun to observe that. Like
It
you
is.
just slow down. You know, um, sit on the bank. Watch
Yep.
the water.
Yep.
Or if you're tying on some new fly, and just soak it in. I mean, there is nothing more soothing. And generally, you have the riprap running, and yeah, that 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 will calm any bad day.
Oh
If you,
yeah.
I mean, if you're having a bad day, take a break, get out to nature. take a stroll. Um, that's another thing too in our area and driftless in general. There's so many trails accessible if you're walking, biking, horseback. I mean, there's just
Yeah,
so much at our disposal. Um, so
it is. It's incredible. Yeah, I've gotten within probably 2 feet of incredible bucks, and I'm like, this never happens when I'm deer hunting, but it's just like, yeah, you're sitting in there. They have no idea you're in the water, and then they get down there, and it's just like, hi, and it's like, wow, this is incredible. Like, yeah, it's slowing down is huge, and it. I was always so excited when I first started. I was like, I'm at the river, I'm excited, and it's just like I've had to constantly, and I still have to do that sometimes, remind myself to just slow down. Like you're here to breathe, you're here to have fun, you're here to not worry about, everything else in the world, and it's like just slow down. Because I get so excited sometimes and it's like, you just gotta read the water, you gotta slow down, you gotta look at the world, and then it's like, all right, now I can fish.
I am the same way too. The other thing too, and I'm no expert, but I'll just say, even a bad cast, let it ride.
Oh yeah.
Don't rip it right back out. And
Nope.
also, a lot of times when you're watching videos or reading up on things, they say, to not cast a bunch. But at the same time, you're out there to fish.
Yeah.
If you scare the big one, or take a break, sit down for 15, 20 minutes. But I guess my main thing for people is to stay engaged and to just to enjoy themselves out there and don't get frustrated. Don't get what I'm getting at is don't worry about doing something wrong.
Yes.
You're
Very
gonna
important.
you're gonna learn as you go. Don't get frustrated and be willing. Just be willing to forgive yourself on certain moves. Or you trip and fall. You blew up a pool. You
Do that
made
every time.
a bunch of horrible casts. It's just you move on.
You do.
So
Yeah. I agree. I think and it can be tough in our world with so much exposure to everything. It's like you watch a video of someone fly fishing and you go out and you're like, why can't I do that? Well, it's hard. Don't compare yourself to someone who's probably been doing this for 20 years or someone who literally fishes every single day. Like, yeah, their skills are going to be a lot higher than yours. And it's like, just, if you get to that someday, great. But I think a lot of people, like, with any hobby, will do that nowadays and be like, I want to be like that. It's like, well, it takes time.
that's a great point, though, too,
Yeah.
because we are seeing the highlights. And actually, at the end of the year, when some of these guides show their blooper reel, those are my favorite ones because we've all been there. I'm like, now you're talking. Now you're talking about the snags and the mess ups and
Hmm.
the tipping some, breaking something. I mean, those are the best part because yeah, people should remember that they are purely seeing the highlights. They're seeing the glory passes of a day.
True. This is
So
true. Yeah. As
you
someone
know,
who, picks through days of footage, yeah, you're looking for the stuff that people want to watch, and yeah, that's not how it is. Like it's just not. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in between that stuff, and I like to throw in a little bit of that in my stuff too, where like I literally fall probably in every single one of my videos because I fall a lot. I must just be a little clumsy, but it's like put it in there because I guarantee whoever's watching that has fallen. Like it's just that's what normal people do. So like it's good to have that authenticity.
I'll tell people too that if you're out in the water and you see somebody else, talk. If you feel like engaging a conversation, you can say hello. If they're not into it, you back away. But a lot of times, some folks are wanting to talk to you too. Like,
Oh yeah, I love
what are
talking.
you casting? Where were you fishing? Where are you heading? And it's just a good way to make a connection. And it's fun, no matter the age. If they're a young person, there are so many young people catching monster fishing out there, long days. And then you've got guys that are retired that have been fishing for 60 years, and they just have so many great stories to share and are excited to do so.
Hmm.
Some of the best conversations are just with a stranger that you
Yeah.
bump into, and you do that without wrecking their day of fishing. You pick the
Yeah.
opportune time, but you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of my favorite things is if I'm fishing all day and I'm coming back to my car and I notice there's another car there or whatever truck there, and it's like that person just gearing up. It's like, oh, I got to get up there and talk to him. And yeah, I've met some awesome people just sitting at an access point, just BSing and talking fish and just picking their brain. And it's like I've literally never came across a rude person. Like no one's ever been like, screw off, buddy. None of that. Like everyone's like very friendly, very willing to talk fishing, very willing to talk just what's going on outside. Like it's one of my favorite parts, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So another question for you. So if someone's never fished the driftless, and you probably experienced this having your own fly shop, what would be the 3 pieces of gear you would recommend they go out on the water with?
Well, are we talking about the non-essentials?
Talking to non-essentials, yes. Obviously, you're gonna have your fly rod, you're gonna have that kind of stuff. Outside of that,
I urge people to have a net.
yes,
Sometimes people always don't bring a net, and because you're thinking, well, I can just land everything. Well, there's going to be a time that you hook into something you weren't expecting to, and you're going to want that net. The other
especially
thing I tell people is bring water.
yeah,
Um, I've done that mistake myself countless times,
me too.
where I thought I'm only going to be out for a little while, and I know where I'm going. Well, guess what? The fishing's good, and you keep cruising. The day gets long. You didn't pack any water. I mean, at that point, you're ready to start drinking,
The water,
some creek water, get a little beaver fever or whatever.
beaver fever.
I mean, there's points. Let me think of the other one. Those are some big ones. Cap, sunglasses,
Yeah,
a hood. It's not just for the look; it's for protecting your ears. You spend a day out there without some protective, or put some sunscreen on the top of your ears, because they can get pretty crispy out there, even on a day that you're not expecting. And also, I always like to wear a brimmed cap.
yeah, same.
Even on a colder day where you're going to wear a stocking cap, you might think from the vehicle that you can see just fine, but when you're on the water and just that glare, you're gonna want to have that break.
Especially in the winter. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, those are good pieces of advice. I agree. I always have a net gator because I get burnt or the bugs too. The bugs. I mean, the bugs aren't
yeah,
terrible in the driftless, but they're still bugs. And yeah, you're out there at the wrong time, and you're gonna need something to keep them off your face.
yep, absolutely, absolutely.
It's definitely can get a little troublesome early spring with the bugs. It's like, all right, I need to get something on my face.
Yeah, it can catch up in a hurry.
It really can. It really can. Awesome. And then, so how do you? So obviously, you like to fly fish and you like to be outside. How do you balance that life now with owning a business and running a business with still making sure you're able to get out and enjoy your passion?
Well, I will say this year I did not fish personally as much as I do,
Yeah.
not even close. But was I on the water? I was on water with people, so that's actually as much fun. You end up kind of fishing through them. You want to see their success. You and quite honestly, it's as much fun. It's like going deer hunting with your child, or with a young person. You're like, maybe you're not targeting that big buck, but you're just as excited or more excited when they get a chance. And same thing with angling with someone, especially somebody new. You want them to have a great day, want them to have success. So it's worth it.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I could see where it'd be fun to. I like how you said kind of live through them. I think that's really cool. I feel like that's kind of what you're still getting that feeling of like, you're helping someone, you're supporting someone, and you're watching them have fun. Like there's no better feeling than watching someone be happy. So I'm sure that's very fulfilling.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you make a screw up or something, you're like, well, I've been there, I've done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or you just
100.
joke, well, we got that out of the way, let's move on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so
Got that one done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna have a hundred and hundreds more of that stuff happen, but that's part of the fly fishing
I
world.
love going out with somebody too where they surprise me. A
Yeah,
good friend of mine too that I met through the shop has got the best roll cast. I always tell him too, I was like, we should do a video on
you
your
should.
roll cast, man, because it's just like butter, and it's just like so automatic.
I'd like to
And
see that. Yeah.
or you just see something exciting like that, and even though you're not on the rod,
Hmm.
it's just as much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you should. That'd be cool. I'd like to watch that. A rollcast, like a good rollcast, is beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
not
real
very.
highlight of is meeting these folks. We've created bonds. We get together and fish just for fun. We're gonna go check out new spots that one person hasn't seen or the other person, and it's just the camaraderie. Um, it's just it is pure fun.
It is. It is. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And then a couple more questions for you. So I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but where do you see yourself, taking Money Creek in the next 10 years, and that? What's your kind of vision for that?
Our goal our goal is to grow our base. We want people to know, and that happens over time. Like this year, we're going to move into an adjacent, bigger location, so we're already expanding this year. Um,
Good for
you
you.
know, um, same building, different, bigger. We're in a plaza here.
Yeah.
Um, so we just want to get the word out there and get as many people through here as possible, help them out, sell them some flies, hear their stories, where they were fishing. That's what we want to see. It's just sustainability too. I mean, just to be here in 5 years. That's our goal. And as
I
far
love
as
that.
our town too, everyone was excited to see a new business in town, and that was their whisper in my ear was just stay open. Just keep it going. Don't burn out right away. Don't shut the doors on the first hiccup. So
So cool.
and I owe that to them as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool, man. You're firing me up. That's awesome to hear how supportive the community is and just all of that. It's special. That's special. It very much so is. That's awesome. Cool. Couple fun questions for you. A couple fishing questions for you. If you could fish one hatch the rest of your life in the driftless, what would it be?
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I'll take any active hatch.
Fair.
I'll tell you a fun story.
Yes. Oh yes.
Fishing with someone, and we only had a half a day, and the day was coming to an end, and we had a hatch. We were working our way up to that, and we had a horrible morning. And then at the end of our time, and time, and I mean time because that person needed to be somewhere, so it was not optional. Like you and I would say, we just keep fishing. But that. But then that's a memory too. Like we're coming back, and we're gonna start right here. We're gonna see. There's a firm believer in there's certain vegetation when you're on a stream. Like when I go on the same streams, there's a reason why there's so much bug activity. There's something in. I'm no bugologist, by the way. Let me
Yeah.
prep.
Me
Let me tell you
neither.
that I am no expert on that at all. But there is definitely something in the science of those streams in a certain area where you can tell people there's like a 99% chance we're throwing dries here. There's something that you wonder just 20 yards down, just quiet. But then, you hit that sweet spot. So it's fun to see that as well.
It is.
So
It's magical to watch that happen. The first time I ever witnessed it, it was an early spring mayfly BWO hatch, and I'd never witnessed it in my life, and I was like, what's happening? Like this is insane. And yeah, just threw on a little parachute BWO, and I was like, got my first fish on a dry fly, and I was like, yeah, this is next level fly fishing,
you're
and
you're hooked for life then.
you're hooked for life, man. Yeah, and I love BWO parachute is my favorite fly as a dry fly. Like I
Yeah,
absolutely love it. I
yeah.
it's a Swiss Army knife in the driftless. It almost can work
Yeah.
year round.
If-
Like it's
I
crazy.
guess probably the number one that we always have too is the purple parachute Adams. That's
Yeah,
always
it's big.
that's always and as far as nymphs too, the pink squirrel, it kind of gets a rough reputation because it's just so damn good. I
It's
don't know.
unbelievable. Yeah,
People kind of hold it against it, but I tell people, you want to catch fish, right? You're not out there to, so
yeah,
throw the pink squirrel,
yep,
the blowtorch,
yeah. I like a blowtorch, Frenchies. Yeah,
um,
yeah,
Frenchies. Yeah,
yeah,
those are must-haves.
yeah.
If
Spartagons.
one's
Yeah.
not hitting, another one will. Zebra midge.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I love the part too where it's the first time someone's throwing a zebra midge and you're like, this is gonna catch something,
Yeah, you dang right it is.
and
Yeah,
boom. Um,
it's a great fly.
so the another one too, a good friend of mine, a friend of your show, Alex Johnson. His go to is the duck butt. This is one that
Yeah,
he ties and throws. And so if you were gonna ask him what's your go to fly, and I wasn't familiar with it, so he introduced me to it.
me neither.
But he has caught some really nice fish, and he always jokes too, and he'll send me pictures down, months later. Up, caught on the duck butt. So
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not
see, there
familiar
you
with
go.
that.
There you go.
Yeah, duck.
That's another that leads me to another thought too. I love these people coming to the shop, and I'm not a fly tire. I
Mhm.
I struggle with it.
Me too.
Before the shop, I was always I'm just gonna go buy some flies at the shop. But some folks come in and they love to fly tie, and some people don't even fish first. They're almost doing it all at once. I have some young people coming in here showing me what they tie, and having success. And to me, man, that's one up on me. I'm like, that's fantastic. You're inventing a new fly. You're putting your own
Mhm.
twist on it, and you're going out there and casting it. There's nothing better. I mean, it's like making your own cedar arrows too, and
Yes.
then,
Yes.
and going out. But that excites me when they come in. They're buying some tying materials, or they're harvesting stuff, off their mom's carpet or off doing just random things. We had one young man took a Easter egg grass and was making. It's just fun to hear the stories and the creativity.
Yeah. It is cool. I've started to make a lot of good friends and connections that are big fly tires, and yeah, they're it's impressive what they can do. And I've probably seen August on some of my videos. He's a very good fly tire,
I
and yeah,
have.
I just love picking his brain like that. He's incredibly knowledgeable, and yeah, we spent a lot of time together this summer. I was like, wow, this is crazy to just like watch you do this and talk about this stuff. It's like, wow, you are dialed in with the fly tying world.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very cool. That's awesome. Do you got a trout that just haunts you in the brain? The big one that ever got away in the driftless?
Well, nothing. No giant. No wall mounter. Trophy. I've definitely had fish I've lost for dumb reasons.
Same.
Um, and it's fun. That's why you go out again. They break off or you screwed up. That's what makes it fun. You want to go again, and you want to hit that spot again. And that's just that you challenge yourself to improve, and just to do, just to have have the opportunity again.
Exactly. Yeah, just that maybe a little another chance. It's like if I can just get back out there, yeah, it'll push you. It'll push you to fly fishing. Will push you. It'll
Yeah,
push you to do things you didn't think you would do to possibly get a chance.
I have no, yeah. I mean, just full disclosure, I haven't caught anything that's just some
Oh,
monstrosity.
no, me neither.
Um, and I've enjoyed. I have plenty of friends that have, and I enjoy seeing their success. But to me too, I just like catching fish, no matter the size, and it's just the time out there, and the challenge of it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed.
Anyway, and
Agreed.
I
That's
wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't mount one anyway. I mean, I'm a
no,
big
yeah,
so
no, I wouldn't either. If I do ever get to that point, I would just try to get a replica the best I could. With I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people would just push replicas now. It's like don't even try
yes.
to like just get in
See,
the
and I'm not
water.
familiar with that too. But
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. You can show them a picture, and
yeah,
then they can make that mount for you.
absolutely. Yeah,
I just
I don't know if you might have it in your shop, but I always have like a little ball kind of hanging from my waders. It's like an orange ball. It's called the Proof Ball. They're kind of a newer company, and it's very cool. So what you do if you catch a fish, you hold that ball by the fish right in the middle of it. You take a picture, and then it uses that ball as a scale, and then it AIs it, and it'll tell you the length, the girth, the weight, and it's all about like ethical fishing because then you don't even have to really take it out of the water. You can just keep it right there, measurements, and it'll tell you how big the fish is. It's pretty cool. So
That
you could
is
submit that to a taxidermist and be like, "Hey man, like this is what I caught. I'm thinking about doing with one of my best brookie, and just here replicate this." And they will. Yeah,
that is crazy cool.
yeah, it's cool.
No,
It's
yeah.
you should check it out. I think you would like it. It's proof. It's called Proof Ball. They were really new when I bought one, and they've done a lot. They update their app like honestly every week. Like it's really good. I might have to reach out to them, see if they ever want to chit chat. I know they've been on a couple of my friends' podcasts, but yeah, super super cool company. Yeah,
That's one thing I got to improve at too from the business standpoint is I'm not tech savvy. I'm
yeah,
not
it's hard. Yeah,
I'm not tech savvy. I'm not social media savvy. I usually have to ask my kids how to do things on social media.
yeah,
I mean, I, I, I just quite honestly I avoided it.
yeah.
But it is a necessity with
It
a
is.
small business, and you
Yeah.
want to get your name out there. And I do I do enjoy it though too. I enjoy seeing other people's success and
Mm,
getting to know people. But
yeah.
that's something I need to learn more about, and and videoing and
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah, if you ever have questions or need anything, just feel free, man. I love to help with anything I can do. I'm not gonna say I'm great at that stuff, but I've come a long way and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, this was a great conversation, Josh. Is there anything else you want to go over?
No, no, I appreciate the opportunity. I tell you, we're just excited to be here. We want to meet everyone. Please stop in. You can find us on MoneyCreekOutfitters.com. Phone, email. Don't hesitate. You can blow up my email, blow up my phone. I want questions. I want feedback. My number one goal when people come in here is to love our area as much as I do. I want them to have success. I want them to come back. And if I can help in any way, navigate things, give tips, tell them where things are, um, that's what I'm here for. I mean, I want you to enjoy it as much as I do. Yeah, that's it in a
That's awesome.
nutshell.
That's awesome. That's great. I can't wait to watch your journey and then see you guys go where you want to go. I think you got a great mindset. You sound like you got a great team and a supportive community and then a passion. And you mix all of that together, sounds like a recipe for success.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Of course. Well, I do want to take the time to thank you too as well for coming on. I know we've been talking a lot. I know you and I kind of go back a while, just kind of chit chatting on Instagram. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come in and chat. I know the holidays are busy and life gets going. So I do appreciate you taking the time, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
if you wanna meet up and fish after the first of the year,
Yes, I will be down. Yes.
you
I
we can just meet out on the water somewhere. Um,
Absolutely.
so
I will be yeah, as soon as January rolls around, I will let you know. I will 100% be down. I would love to come check out the shop if it's open or whatever and yeah, just hang out and go fishing and see what happens.
I appreciate that.
Of course, of course.